Putang ina mo! Putang ina mo!
What's up YouTube, it's your boy Dashing Kevs and this is Playoffs Round 2 of the TPC-CBL Draft League. I am the coach of the Duterte Durants and this week we take on Ricardo and his Horizon Silvalley. We did manage to make top 8 in the regular season, so we got a week bye advancing to top 16. Our opponent this week, Ricardo, has a threatening team with mons like Licky, Alo, Marowak, Como, Keldio, Rotomo, Steelix, Mr. Rhyme. I also was told Ricardo is a calc lord, meaning he tends to calc every move every turn. This can be very annoying, especially for me because I'm not particularly patient. I'm expecting Licky, Rotomo, Keldio, Como, Alo, Marowak, and either Steelix or Rhyme. Rhyme would be really good here, predicting green screens, with Keldio or Como as the maxmon. Biggest threat this game is definitely Keldio, Rotom, and Como. So that's gonna be tricky for us because we're not used to having 3 threats that we need to deal with. Como as a setup, let's say Clang Soul with Throat Spray can just win, as well as Scarf Rotom or Scarf Keldio. Both huge problems for this team. I wanted to bring Toxtricity this game, but with the possibility of Steelix, Soundproof Como, and Lightning Rod Marowak, it's not gonna be a good game. There's really no value bringing it here. So, as you can see in the team preview, it's another rare game where I only got 3 out of 6 correct. It's good that Licky and Keldio didn't come, but I have not experienced playing against Wishi and Skunky. Is that the name of the mon? With Max Steelix, meaning once again, like the game with Joe, we're about to get hit with shit we haven't seen before. So, let's go check out the game, see how it went. So we leads off with Como as we go Silvalley. Now, this is interesting in the sense that most of the prep that we've made, we don't really get Como right away as a lead. Normally, we would get either Licky, but since Licky is not here, either Rotom for possible momentum with Volt Switch. Now, not sure what the Como wants to do. He switches to Stun Key as we go multi-attack. We just wanna deal as much damage as we can, because if that was like a Clang Soul variant, that could have been real trouble for us. At least we put it in range, but he makes the smart play of switching. Now I switch to Skarmory here as he goes foul play and goes for taunt. Very interesting. So this comes to the part where I'm not really familiar with what these mons can do. I watched his last game and know that it gets foul play, so that's one of those moves that it doesn't matter the stats of the mon, it has potential to do good damage. But he goes for taunt here, showing that it definitely outspeeds us. Maybe we should have placed more speed EVs, but we don't really expect Stunky to come, so we're not sure how bulky this thing is. It's probably Eviolite if I were to guess, as he blocks our Stealth Rocks. He goes Wishy-Washy here as we go Body Press. We do a decent chunk. I think I calc this one, and it's supposed to be max HP, max def if I'm not mistaken. We go for Body Press again just to see what it wants to do as he goes U-turn. So that's fine. We got some good chip on it. So we have some good chip on the Skunky and the, what do you call that mon? Wishy-Washy. Okay. So Como comes out. I'm not sure what it wants to do here. The taunt wore off. He goes for taunt again as we go for a Whirlwind here. Now, I set the Whirlwind specifically for setup Como. That's basically the only reason we have Skarm here. If it didn't get like a facing move, we probably would have brought Shinotic in the game. just to have a switch in for Vault Switch, because if you look at our team, our only good switch into Vault Switch is the Crook, wherein it's a 50-50. If he goes for the Leaf Storm, then it's GG, because Crook is a major win con for us here. We go for Silvalley Ghost here as you go Iron Defense. So this definitely tells us that it's one of those body press variants, and I'm not sure why he wanted to set up so early. So he definitely has body press, Iron Defense, on. So I don't know what the last move will be, but at this point, if it's not sub, or I guess it can't be sub, otherwise we wall this thing completely. He can't really do anything to us. So I think it's safe to go for a Toxic here. As he goes EQ, that doesn't do much. So this is amazing for us. We got the Toxic on the Como. He actually had an idea that we had Toxic for the Silvalley. That's why he switched to Stun Key earlier, baiting the Toxic, but you know, it's already boosted at this point, so we had to get it done. So Skarmory comes out here as you go Stun Key. Now, I know it's gonna go for a taunt here, so we just smack it good with a body press. Got a crit. Not sure how much that mattered, but you know, didn't be a big deal. Now I know he was probably gonna switch here, as I don't think he would want to take another body press. Not really much value of going for a Toxic play there, since it's very possible that we could have just Whirlwind, or not really, because we were already taunted. I guess that's the play, but we switched to Crocodile here, reading the switch, and we got the read correct. Marowak comes out, Como switches to Como. We get a knockoff here, leftover. So that's very good for us. That guarantees Como is on a timer. Its last move is probably not the rest. So without Keldeo and with the Rotom here, we only have 2 mons that we need to really worry about, and 1 is already at a timer. This is amazing for us at this point. We switch to Skarmory here as he goes Rotom. Now, this is one of the tricky positions we're at, because I have a strong feeling that the Rotom is Scarf, because on his previous games he was running Scarf Rotom, and without Keldeo here, what's the other Scarf viable mon? We know it's not Como. It's definitely not the other 4, because they're, you know, slow as fuck. So we definitely need Crook more than we need Skarm here. So I didn't want to read or make a read that he may just go for the grass move, because if we lose Crook, then actually, now that I think about it, since Como is already on a timer, maybe that would have been the best play. But I ended up going for T-Bolt and we lost Skarm. Jesus. We go for Silvalley here, confident that we can take it out. He goes for T-Volt, confirming that he is Scarfed. We go for a Flame Charge here. We do decent damage. And we go for a multi-attack. Now he leaves at 3%. At the end of the game, he showed me the sets he had for this game. And I'm very thankful for that, because none of my previous opponents would show me their sets. So it makes the video more intuitive, if that's the case. So when I did some calcs here, it looks like we did get like a minimum roll on the Flame Charge, and then like a middle roll for the what do you call this move? The multi-attack. So he was very fortunate there. We lose Silvalley. We go Crook here. Now, he probably noticed, or we haven't revealed actually, that we are Scarf. So maybe we could just be bluffing here, or maybe we're the Grassberry, the 50 weakness berry. What was that? I forgot the name of the berry, but anyway, we go for a free EQ here, knowing that the Rotom is already scarfed. We go for an EQ there because it can't really do anything besides T-Ball, so we get a free EQ on anything here. We do 34%. Now, this is very tricky here because we are locked into EQ because we are scarfed. Now, the safe play would have been just to switch to Vaporeon here, because we already know it's set. It's Iron Defense, EQ, Taunt, and what was that last move? Body Press. Now, after I was doing some calcs, like from the beginning of the game and all, and once we lost 2 months, I was like, fuck it, let's just go, no, we going Wi-Fi mode here, no calcs, we just do it. We go for EQ. Unfortunately, he lives at 1%. It was actually a roll, and when I checked the calcs here, we kind of got an above average roll, but as you can see, Body Press kills because it's stab and weakness, and the Croak doesn't have any bulk at all, so it doesn't look good. It's already 5 versus 3 here. We go Cinderace here, predicting the Rotom here. Now, the good thing is we haven't revealed that we were Scarf Croak. There was no way he could have known that. So, we could just be bluffing a Scarf Cinderace here. And I guess the best thing, I don't know what the best thing he could have done, if it was just to bring out Wishiwashi. But we don't know it's set. But definitely Rotom here has potential if we brought anything else. We get the Sucker Punch. Very good for us. That was that was amazing for us. Now, that was very tricky because, like I said in the beginning of the video, the biggest threat in the game is Rotom and Como. Now, the tricky part here is we don't have anything to knock out the Marowak in one hit, and I'm definitely sure Poltergeist will destroy Cinderace in one hit. If we go Vaporeon, we take a shit ton of damage, maybe, I don't know, 70%, and then another Mon can just focus us down or something. So I go for the Sucker Punch here as he goes Bone Marang. Very interesting. So maybe he tried to predict that we were no item Vaporeon or something to, read the, I don't know. But it doesn't look good for us here. It's 4 versus 2. But I remember what David told me in one of our practice games. He said something like, Vaporeon kinda walls his whole team. So normally I would feel really demotivated at this point because, it's 2v4, not to mention our Maxmon is countered by his Maxmon. We don't really have an easy way of dealing with that. But, when I remember that line that Vaporeon walls his team, I suddenly thought, wait a minute, maybe we can do this shit. So we go for a Scald here as he switches to Stun Key. We go Protect here just to see what it wants to do. He goes for Taunt. We go for Scald. Now the reason I wanted to go Protect there because I did not want Vaporeon to be toxic, and that was definitely a threat there. He goes Wishiwashi here. I decided to switch to Grimmsnarl, thinking that it's not gonna use a water move. Definitely not, because Vaporeon is there. So I think the best move he had would be Toxic. So we go to our Grimmsnarl here. Take the Toxic, that's fine. He sacks off Marowak here. We got the sexy G-Max as well. Oof. Okay, so 2-on-2. We brought it back from I think 4-on-2 to 2-on-2. Now this is the problem. Steelix, what moves does he have? I don't think he has anything to touch Vaporeon though, but I'm not really sure what else he got. I didn't really check the moves. I just thought, what the heck. I go for Max Guard here just to see what he wants to do. He goes for Steel Spike. We decide to switch. He does an amazing play of reading that. Go for Max Quake. I go for a Wish here as he goes Max Quake again. And I decide to Scald as he goes Earthquake. We live at 1%. Now, to everyone watching, that looked like a roll. But actually, that was... He got a max roll for that. So, I could have just protected there. But I knew that unless he crits us, we're not gonna fall to the EQ. And EQ would be the best thing he has to take us out. So, we get some health back. He switches to Wishy. Now, we go for a Wish again. And we go for Yawn. Now, the Yawn makes it guaranteed that he may have to switch here before he falls asleep. As he goes for Toxic. Now, this is the tricky part. Because we're kind of both in a timer. There will be like a read here. Because we can still do good damage with Grimmsnarl. And if we get the Wishy below 25%, it becomes really weak. So he switches to Steelix to avoid the sleep. So he tried to read the Grimmsnarl switch, but he was wrong there. So at this point, it looks like we should the game should be straightforward for us. We go for Yawn here. As he goes for Scald. I don't know why. Predicting the switch, I guess. So that being said, I was definitely afraid of it being a Sleep Talk variant. Because that could potentially wall us to death. I don't have Heal Bell on the set. So hopefully he doesn't have Heal Bell. I go for Grimmsnarl here. He goes for Scald. Don't need to worry about the burn because we are already Toxic. He falls asleep. Okay, perfect. So we get one Lariat off. Shoot. He's Citrus Berry. But that's fine. He hasn't used Sleep Turn yet. So that's his first turn. Go for the Lariat again. And he's at 13%. Now, at this point, this should be GG for us because it's already 13 HP. And without those stats, he can't live a Scald. So that's going to be GG. It's dashing. Amazing game with Ricardo. Definitely, I don't know, probably the closest game in the playoffs so far. There was a lot of scenarios there where mons were like 1% or 2-3%, you know. A lot of scenarios where rolls mattered for both sides, and we just managed to pull off the W. I got to chat with him after the game, so he definitely had some plays in mind that just didn't work out. If anything, when I asked him what did he not expect within the game, so he definitely did not expect Toxic on the Silvalley as well as Flame Charge for the speed boost, and that's very interesting for me because that tells me that he doesn't watch my games. Because I feel like almost every game I bring Silvalley, I have Flame Charge on it. So it is what it is, right? So there's that. I wanna give a shout out to some of the players that helped me prep for the game. Alex, Stuart, Adrian, and David. Although a lot of our prep did not work out because of the sets that he brought. We only predicted like 3 of the 6, but you know, we still hung on, especially David with that line that Vaporeon walls his team. That really stuck to me when I was really demotivated and just felt like, you know, throwing the game. But you know, it's like the heart of the champion prevailed. So and no reason to make this game any longer. I'll be ending it here. Oh yeah, by the way, unfortunately Paul lost his game in round 2, so we're not gonna get Dashing versus the Champ part 3 next week. We're gonna be playing, I think, Johan. I'm not sure, I haven't checked, but yeah. GG to Ricardo, amazing game. We'll definitely play in the next league or some other time. And thank you for watching. If you like the content, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.